Are you looking for happiness all the time, but never really happy? How about this? What if the key to happiness isn't fame, money, or praise, but yourself? The famous warrior Miyamoto Musashi learned both how to fight and how to be at peace with himself. We'll look at his powerful lessons in this video, which will help you stop doubting yourself, accept who you are, and finally be happy with yourself. Step 1. Embrace imperfection. It's not possible to be perfect. Perfectionism is something that a lot of people waste their lives trying to become because they think that will make them happy. But Miyamoto Musashi taught that being a master doesn't mean being perfect. It means always getting better. He thought that a fighter should own up to his flaws and work with them instead of against them. You can stop being afraid of failing when you accept that you're not perfect. Now, you don't let your mistakes define you. Instead, you use them to improve yourself. Musashi had a hard life, but he never gave up, even when things went wrong. He saw every problem as a chance to learn something. In the same way, you need to stop seeing your flaws as problems. Instead, think of them as places where you can improve. We often feel like we need to look, act, or be a certain way to be liked because of social media and modern life. But this need for approval all the time makes people unhappy. You have no more to carry when you fully accept yourself, flaws and all. You don't care what other people think of you because you know your real worth comes from inside. Musashi's ideas teach us that being flawed is the way to become perfect. In the Book of Five Rings, he said that a fighter should keep training even if things don't go perfectly. In life, too, happiness is found along the way, not when you reach some made-up ideal state. Stop being hard on yourself if you want to be truly happy. Learn to accept your flaws and mistakes. And remember that progress is a process that lasts a lifetime. You won't feel free and at peace with yourself until you accept yourself. Step 2. Live in the present moment. There are a lot of people who are either stuck in the past or worried about what will happen in the future. This constant mental time travel makes people anxious and takes away their happiness. Miyamoto Musashi had a different way of life. He lived in full present. He knew that in order to be successful as a fighter, one had to be fully aware of the present moment. Musashi's teachings stress the importance of being mindful or able to give your full attention to the job at hand. His full attention was always on the task at hand, whether he was in battle or practicing his skill. There is less stress in your life when you learn to live in the present. Instead of focusing on what you can't change, you pay attention to what you can. Being aware doesn't mean ignoring the past or not making plans for the future. It means being aware that life is happening right now. The present is the only moment you can really feel and change. By focusing on the present, you learn to enjoy little things like the sun on your skin, the sound of birds chirping, or taking deep breaths that fill your lungs. One of Musashi's most important lessons was to live your life with a clear mind, which means focusing on the present moment without any thoughts of the past or future. Mushin is the name of this exercise that helps you live your life with peace and clarity. You are in charge of your mind instead of having your thoughts run your life. Start being present if you want to be happy with yourself. Every day, take some time to just be without judging or overthinking. Take in the moment as it comes. You will feel calmer inside over time and have a greater respect for life itself. Step 3. Declutter your life. Getting rid of things isn't the only part of decluttering your life. You also need to free your mind, emotions, and even your relationships of things that aren't important. Anxiety, stress, and unhappiness can follow people around for a long time because they hold on to things that don't help them. Miyamoto Musashi lived a simple and strict life because he knew that being detached is the only way to be truly free. He thought that attachments, whether they were material or mental, that were not needed got in the way of mastery and inner peace. Taking a look around is one of the first things you should do to start cleaning. Take a look around your house. Are there things you keep that you don't need? People often keep things because they have a connection to the past or because they think they will need them in the future. But Musashi tells us to live in the now. Think about letting go of something that doesn't add value to your life right now. A clear space helps you think clearly. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of things. It also means getting rid of obligations. A lot of people have too many things to do that drain their energy. They say yes to everything because they don't want to let anyone down, but by doing so, they hurt their own health. Musashi believed in keeping things simple and clear. He got good at what he did by getting rid of things that were distracting him and focusing on what really important. Learn to say no to things that don't fit with your values or help you grow as a person. More things that get in the way of happiness are emotional clutter. Mental chaos is caused by having negative thoughts, doubting yourself, and unresolved problems. Musashi talked about how important it is to keep your mind calm and in order. He thought that people shouldn't let their feelings decide what they do. Mindfulness, writing in a journal, or meditation can help clear your mind. Forgive old wrongs and forget about worries from the past. Let go of mental weight, and you'll find peace and happiness. Get rid of clutter is a constant process, not a one-time thing that you do. Always think about what helps you and what doesn't. When you make your life easier, you make room for happiness, clarity, and real satisfaction. By following Musashi's advice, you can change your mind so that you value simplicity over excess, which will help you find happiness within yourself. Step 4. Create your own definition of success. Miyamoto Musashi thought that real power comes from inside, not from being praised by others. He didn't look for acceptance or validation from other people. Instead, he judged his own progress, discipline, and commitment to his work. This lesson can be used in every part of life. Stop trying to follow someone else's idea of success and make your own if you want to be happy with yourself. A lot of people spend their whole lives trying to be what other people want them to be. They work in jobs they don't enjoy, try to get rich for no reason, or compare their accomplishments to those of others. This never-ending search for approval from others makes people unhappy and frustrated. Musashi shows us that living in line with our values is what makes us truly successful, not what other people think of us. Start by asking yourself, what really matters to me? To come up with your own definition of success. What do you really want? Not what other people say or what your family expects. Being successful could mean living a peaceful life, getting good at a skill, making deep connections with other people, or just feeling happy every morning. Musashi's worldview was based on self-discipline and always getting better. He didn't keep track of his growth by how many battles he won. Instead, he looked at how much he had grown from each one. Think about your own life this way. Do not judge your success by money, position, or things you own. Instead, look at how much you have learned, how strong you have become, and how honest you are with yourself. Let go is another important lesson from Musashi. He thought that being stuck on a fixed idea of success caused pain. Be adaptable in how you do things. Your idea of success can change as you do. The most important thing is that you keep it. Happiness comes naturally when you stop looking for approval and focus on what makes you happy. You no longer need to look at other people and compare yourself to them. When you know you are living in line with your own values, you are at peace with your life. Yes, that is real success. Step 5. Laugh more, even at yourself. Life is full of problems, mistakes, and times you didn't expect. A lot of people take these things too seriously and let small problems ruin their happiness. Miyamoto Musashi, on the other hand, taught people to be adaptable and have an open mind. Laughing at yourself and other people can help you become stronger and enjoy life more. Fear of looking stupid is one of the main things that keeps people from being happy. A lot of people don't try new things or say what they want to say because they're afraid of being embarrassed. But the truth is that nobody is ideal. It's normal to trip, mess up, and have awkward times. Don't feel bad about these things. Instead, find fun in them. It's okay to laugh at yourself. It just means realizing that life is unpredictable and not everything needs to be taken so seriously. In both fight and everyday life, Musashi thought that a warrior had to be able to change. A stiff mind is easy to break, but a flexible mind can handle hard times. Being funny is a strong way to deal with change. You can't be controlled by your mistakes if you can laugh at them. You don't dwell on mistakes. Instead, you accept them, learn from them, and smile as you move on. Studies have shown that laughing makes people happier, less stressed, and more connected to each other. Endorphins are the body's natural chemicals that make you feel good. They help you feel calmer and happier. Being around more laughter, even at yourself, makes you feel better instead of stressed. There's also a greater lesson about being okay with who you are. A lot of people who take themselves too seriously have trouble with wanting to be great. They have too high of hopes for themselves and get angry when things don't go as planned. Musashi's mindset tells us to not get attached to things that aren't important in life. Allowing yourself to laugh at yourself shows that you accept yourself as you are, flaws and all. Don't be too hard on yourself the next time you trip. Say something stupid or mess up. Instead, laugh, smile, and move on. Don't take life too seriously. Step 6. Do something completely out of character. Things that push our limits, make us grow, and break up the routine of daily life can bring us happiness and growth. Miyamoto Musashi was very good at changing things, which was one of his best qualities. It was never possible for him to be stuck in one way of thinking or living. He thought that a real warrior should always be changing, learning, and going outside their comfort zone. When you do something that isn't like you at all, you break the mental limits you've set for yourself. You get past your fears, doubts, and hesitations. A lot of people live in a box they've made for themselves because they think they can only do certain things. Some people say, "That's not my personality," but they don't realize that their personality can change over time. Musashi was good at many things like sword fighting, tactics, philosophy, calligraphy, and even poetry. He didn't limit himself to one personality or skill. He was one of the most well-rounded fighters in history because he was open to trying new things. Anyone who wants to be happy should learn from this. Don't stick to a set idea of who you think you are. Try something new. Try out different kinds of adventures. You might have always been shy and quiet, but try speaking up and showing yourself more. You might have always been scared to try new things, so do something brave and unplanned. Take a trip by yourself if you've never done it before. Get up and dance if you've never done it before. Breaking out of your old habits can bring you change and excitement. When you do something you didn't expect, you show yourself that you can change. This gives you courage and makes you feel good about yourself. When you see yourself breaking through barriers, you start to understand that you're not stuck, you're always changing. And being aware of that is one of the best ways to be happy. Musashi didn't worry about how things would change. He changed, grew, and took on new tasks. Do what he did if you want to be truly happy with yourself. Find out who you can be by stepping outside of who you think you are. Step 7. Practice giving without expectations. A big truth about happiness is that it grows when you share it. A lot of people think that getting something makes them happy, like money, love, or praise. But Miyamoto Musashi's lessons show a deeper truth. Giving without expecting anything in return is the only way to be truly happy. Musashi believed in the idea of detachment, which meant giving up the need for rewards. He knew that getting attached to results causes pain. When you give expecting something in return, like thanks, praise, or something, you set yourself up to be let down. But when you give without expecting anything in return, you feel pure joy that doesn't depend on other people. There are many ways to give. It doesn't always have to be something tangible. Giving someone your time, care, or kindness is sometimes the best thing you can do. Listening to someone, encouraging them, or helping them out without being asked can have a big effect on both you and the person you're helping. Musashi thought that real fighters had a job to do that was bigger than themselves. He didn't want to get rich. Instead, he spent his whole life getting better at what he did and teaching others what he knew. His way of life shows us that we can find more happiness and meaning in life when we stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "How can I serve?" Selfless giving is also very strong because it gets rid of ego. A lot of sad people are too focused on what they don't have, what they want, or how other people see them. Giving helps you connect with something bigger and get out of your own head. It takes your mind off of your own problems and puts it on making a difference, which makes you feel peaceful and satisfied. If you want to be truly happy with yourself, be kind to others in small, everyday ways. Do something nice for someone without telling them. Help a friend without expecting anything in return. Don't expect credit when you share what you know. When you learn to give without asking anything in return, You find an unbreakable happiness that comes from inside you.